No one had it and nobody wanted them, and I was that bloke for that car. I'm Theo. This is my black AP5, and yes, it's done a 9-second pass, and I got the paperwork to prove it. The car came from Mildura. It was a deceased estate from Melbourne. Ended up in Mildura, but it came back to Melbourne. The guy who was selling the car, he needed bail money. True story. He needed bail money, $250 in 1985. I bought that car off him. But my uncle, who was a mechanic at the time, I had no idea about mechanics at the time. Young bloke, more interested in going to the disco clubs and, you know, dating the women. He found the car for me, and he said, off your way, on your way. And I get in the car, and it was obviously a push button car at the time. And I go, somebody's taken the shifter out of it, or it hasn't got a shifter. And he called me an F and what, and telling me that it's a push button auto car, slant-six, and I drove it home and never looked back. Never looked back in the sense where, do I buy a Holden? Well, I grew up around Holdens and EHs, as I said before, and HQs, but it was different. That's what I liked about it. No one had it and nobody wanted them, and I was that bloke for that car. Yeah, it's evolved from the old slant-six, then a 245, then a 265, then a 318, and now it's got a small block 340 or an R3 block stroked out to a 441 cube. I think they're a P7 block, I think, the NASCAR engine. But this is R3 block, obviously, as you can see, twin carb. High rise manifold and twin 750 carbs. The cooling system's a race radiator, which really works. And behind that is a Powerglide, 2-speed Powerglide. Just don't let the Chev guys know that. You buy all the stuff online or at a speed shop, and you can convert your Chrysler block or your Ford block to a Powerglide. It's quite easy. And behind that there's a 3.5-inch tail shaft, chrome molly, and there's a 9-inch dip behind that, a fabricated one with disc brakes in the front. Engine's built by Con at Pro Race Engines. Killer bloke, killer combination, really good bloke and easy to deal with. The transmission's built by a guy called Peter Lambrinos, who's just here in Sydney Road in Melbourne. The diff and the tub work was done by Pissed Up Fabrications in Dandenong. Nunzi, top bloke, did a good job. It still leaves, it's got a slide link leaf spring in it, a mono leaf I should say, and a cal track. It's got a tail sharp loop, obviously for drag racing purposes. I've got to thank also Steve Volkov from CNN Trimming, who did the red trim in the car. Come up a treat. I get a lot of comments on it saying how nice it is. And also I'd like to thank my family, for sure, my son, who helped me along the way with the build, and my wife for putting up with me for so many years, because the car's gone through a lot of changes along the way. It had a 360 in it before this one, and always, you know, you always want more power, because we're a little bit angry and a little bit selfish with power. We always want more. Yeah, and my son convinced me to buy the wheels that it's currently wearing. I think it contrasts the car quite well, with the 15 by 10 on the back and the 4.5 on the front. I've had some blemishes in the paint over the years, but we all keep forgetting that the car is, well, the paint work is 28 years old. So it's not a fresh build, it's not a fresh paint job. But I do have a mate from Adelaide who came down and repaired some blisters in the boot, in the quarter panels I should say. He did an awesome job, matched the paint perfectly. It's been to the track numerous occasions. About 2 years ago, as you see it, with street trim, air filters on, pump fuel. We raced it, or I shouldn't say we, I should say my son raced it, who is 18 at the time, and he managed to do a 9-second pass in it, and he's never let me live it down since then. He was at the time, and he was at 18. And we did buy him an AP5, but he opted not to go for the AP5, so we sold that, and he bought himself a VL turbo rubbish. Sorry to the Holden VL guys. Just drive the wheels off it, I think. I think I've had enough of the car, in the sense where, you know, you spend money on it, and you just want to enjoy it. Fortunately, the weather's getting better, as you can see. We'll be driving the wheels off them and doing the Bright Run and Albury on the Murray, and yeah, just enjoy it. That's really it. That's really my story about my car and myself.
Process of getting it engineered was a head. Oh, can I say that? No, I'll just say I'm Pete. This is my LH 1975 303 Stroker. For another car. I just sold a car, and I got word of mouth this was sitting in a shed for 8 years on blocks. The guy originally had it. We used to drag it down at Calder a fair bit, and he blew the motor up, and he turned around and it was just word of mouth, and I went and had a look, and it was in the shed. It was a roller. It was sort of semi together, it had a cage in it, but it was, yeah, it needed a lot. It was more of a drag car than a street car, what it is today. Struck a deal and the rest is history. Put it on the trailer, bring it home, and then start from woe to go. It just started turning it back into a normal car. Ripped the cage out because the cage had run out of its, I don't know, with the dragging scene, it ran out of its dates. And when I got it engineered, they said rip it out because it was too far forward or some. A lot of tweaking and redoing things because it had a lot of sheet metal on it because it was a drag car. It was, yeah, you know, so I had to put a full trim in it, fully rewire it. It was that colour, yeah. But it hadn't been cleaned up like it was. It had peel in it. It had a lot of work to get it to where it is now, yeah. Get it all back to basic to what it originally came out with, yeah. And that's the end product, what you see now. The radiator's a race radiator from Melbourne with all the bells and whistles. It's got a 355 stroker, tunnel rammed with two 850s jetted. It's got a 2-speed Powerglide running 5.5 stall trans brake. The rear end's a 2-track diff, 31 spline. I think it's 3.727 gears in it or something, I can't remember off the top of the head. 4-wheel disc brakes, and the process of getting it engineered was a head, oh, can I say that? It was very hard. It was a lot of mucking around, and the whole rear end's been refabbed, 4-linked. It's got the torsion bar set up. It's king rollovers, shockers. It's got everything. It did have a parachute set up for it, but we took that off. I've rebuilt the motor 4 times since it's been in the car for obvious reasons. Just freshen ups. Unfortunately, it's come to a stage now where I just want something different, and I've just sold it. Leaves tomorrow, as you know. Had a lot of fun in the last 2 days with Timmy and the boys from Werribee. It's a good car. The guy that's brought it is very happy with it. The wheels are well wheels. As you can see, front runners on the back. They're 15 and 3/8 on the back. They run a 325 50 by 15 on the rear, and it's just a normal 175, I think, with Mickey Thompson's. It's all HQ. It's all been converted to HQ. I did have wheel wards on it, but it wouldn't pass engineering. He didn't want them on, so I had to rip all that stuff off, go with original big booster, portion valve. Had to put a pump in the guard so it doesn't puts the you know how you hook it up to the manifold, yeah, the vacuum. So because it had to be separate, you know, just all sorts of things. Yeah, the exhaust is running big primaries. It's 4-inch straight from the collectors. I'm running 3.5 all the way through with 4 mufflers on it to keep it quiet. Nah, you can buy it over the counter. I got it from Pat and Sunshine. He did all the interior for me. We just sourced it all. You can buy it off the shelf. Yeah. So I went through Pat to get all that, and I'm a trimmer, so I just retrimmed it. You can get the carpet. I did the headlining myself. It's not hard to do. A lot of things like when Craig Johnson did the windows, he put the front and rear in it. It was because it was a drag car, it was a bit out, so we've had to do a few things to sort of make them work. And Craig wasn't very happy at the start, but now they're right. They don't leak, and they never leak. But yeah, no, it's just a lot of things like the retractable seat belts. They have to be numbered, and it's all that sort of stuff, you know. I've had a few cars that I've sold on, and you know, and they've gone to various places, and all of them have said they've been good builds, you know. So we've actually, as you know, I've got another build going on, and they'll be probably ready next year. So it'll be a little bit different than this one. It's all in the cell itself. You can't have nothing out. You can't have no pumps out or anything. It's everything. All the pumps are in. There's 2 pumps that run it. It runs fully throughout all the way through, constantly going. You got to have anti-rollover valves on it. On both sides, it's got to be ventilated. It's got to sit up 2 inches from the floor so it doesn't get hot because the pipes run underneath. So it's not just put a tank in and go the way. It's got to be done properly. Yeah, it's got to. The cap gives me the shits because it's a real tricky one, and it's got to lock in and clip, and everyone thinks it's easy to do, but try building it. It's not. There's a lot of nice cars out there, but I bet you half of them aren't legal.
You go through a phase of when you first start building it, you know what you want and you're all excited, and then it takes 5 years and you start going through the periods of you can't be bothered with it anymore. And my name's Chris Petropoulos. This is my 1967 XR Falcon. It's not a genuine GD, so I didn't wreck a GD, but it's a Fairmont that's made up to look like a GD. The inspiration for me to build this car in the first place was my older brother. He, at the age of 17, and I was 11 at the time, bought his first XR GD for $1,000 when we were living back at Mum and Dad's place, and it's something that's stuck in my head, so I've always wanted to have one, because it brings back so much memories. My other late brother Jim as well, he's been into cars as well, so he's been a big inspiration for cars in my life as well. Both of them have always had some sort of a hotted up car, drag racing, street cars, street classics and stuff like that. So they've been a big part and parcel of my life as far as the inspiration of wanting to have such a car. And I guess a lot of people these days who own these sorts of cars have the same sort of similar stories where they're nostalgic. So there's something that's from childhood, or someone had one and they become quite popular. I've had it a few years now. When I bought it, it was painted as it is. It had a different engine in it. The interior was a bit rougher. I rebuilt it again around 2016, 2017. Rebuilt the engine, freshened it up inside, redone the interior. It was going all right, raced it a few times at Calder and Heathcote, and then COVID hit. During COVID, I've always wanted to have a tubbed car, so during COVID I decided to pull the car off the road, pull it apart again, and get it tubbed. So car was tubbed by a guy by the name of Rory from Rampant Custom. Yeah, so I was away for getting that done for a while. Got the car back, got an engine built by Pro Race Engines, Connet Pro Race Engines there. He built a killer engine for it. A lot of hours put into it. Lucky enough to have my older brother. He's got a factory, and he let me leave the car at his factory, which was only originally supposed to be 3 months. It ended up being 5 years. so that turned out really well. Had all the gear there to do everything we need to do. Had a lot of friends help out. Johnny Volkov, Theo with the AP. Freddie's another friend of mine who done a lot of panel work on the car. He's an old school panel beater working in the backyard in his garage, and he quite talented at what he does, and he makes some pretty remarkable little jobs that he's done on the car, and changing the seal panels and stuff like that. So he's done a pretty good job with that. The engine's a 434 stroker, so it's a Windsor bottom end Cleveland heads, what they call a Boss engine or a Clevo. Got Higgins heads on it, dart block, got all the good gear in it. Carby, it's a APD, 1050 APD double pumper on a high rise. Not as high as it should be, but it's what can fit under the bonnet anyway. It's got a turbo 5400 stall converter. The diff is a full floater diff built by Full Flight Engineering, Jamie at Full Flight Engineering. It's got 433s in that. True Track, Guzzard Brothers monoleafs, Caltrax, adjustable Caltrax at the back, adjustable shockers, Viking shockers in the front and back. It's pretty much still Falcon. It's got custom stub axles from the rod shop in Castlemaine, which are specifically made for XRs. The wheel would break. The front Viking shockers are adjustable for rebound and compression, and also height. So they've got the coilovers on them as well, which work really well because you don't need to do much modifications to get them in. They just bolt straight in into the original position. The rear end, it's like I said, just adjustable Vikings. They're not adjustable for height, just for rebound and compression. And it's got the sliders, for the leafs. Yeah, so it's got the sliders at the back there as well. So the fuel system as well is that was a custom tank made up by Rory at Rampant Custom again. He built. It's an aluminium tank with a baffle. It's baffled with a Holly in-tank dual pump. No, it's running on 98. Yeah, 98 and racing fuel went racing on a drag strip, but predominantly 98 on the road. Time and money, really. As most people would know, when you build a car, you go through a phase of when you first start building it, you know what you want and you're all excited, and then it takes 5 years and you start going through the periods of you can't be bothered with it anymore, and I spent all this money, should I keep going? What do I do? But look, at the end of the day, when it's all finished, it's rewarding. But there are times where you spend a lot of hours on it and you realise that you're not getting anywhere and you're not getting the satisfaction that you were hoping, but it's part and parcel of building a car, I guess. It is a mini tub jet. It's got 325s at the back, tyres on their M&H tyres, 325s on 10-inch weld wheels, Illumistars. And the front is 4.5-inch by 17s weld wheels as well. I wouldn't mind getting it injected at some point. It's going really good the way it is at the moment. Con that built the engine really talked up the APD carby and said that they're pretty good, and he's done a fabulous job tuning it. It's out of most carbies I've had in other cars, this one's very responsive, so it works well. But I wouldn't mind more for the easy starts on cold engine starts. You just flick the switch, flick the ignition, and fires up and goes straight to idle. Whereas this one you got to fire it up and hold these revs up a little bit till it warms up a bit. But other than that, it's pretty good. With the interior also, I had the Holly Pro Dash put in, so I've got a Pro Dash, electronic Pro Dash, which is pretty good, fun little thing. So you can flick screens and go different styles of dash according to how you feel on the day. So that's pretty good. It's got a B&M stealth shifter in it, and that works well. It's got a trans brake as well, yeah. So the transmission was built by Transco, TJ from Transco in Langwarrin, and that's killer. Like, it goes really well. The box is really good. No leaks, thank God, but it's going really well. The stall converter was built, so the converter's a custom built converter, like I said, 5400 stall. It's got a GJ driveline tail shaft, 3.5 inch billet yoke, big unis. Eventually, yeah, there will be a roll cage, especially if I'm going to be racing it at the drag strips and with Andra certifications and requirements. It'll definitely need a roll cage. So hopefully I can get a roll cage in there that is unboltable and can be pulled apart when you don't need it, and put it in when you do need it. Obviously, safety is very important with these things. As much as they look good, you want to make sure you're safe in them as well. And it's all part and parcel of being responsible, keeping your own safety in these cars.